I now speak the word of truth, and that truth sets me free from all limitation. I know without a shadow of doubt that all that belongs to me by divine right is already prepared and waiting. Nothing can keep it from me, nothing can delay it, nothing can block it, for what is mine comes to me with ease, in perfect ways under grace, and in divine order. I rest in the assurance that the supply of the universe is endless, boundless, and constantly flowing. I do not struggle for wealth, for it is already mine. I do not beg for riches, for the infinite has already decreed my prosperity. The lottery, if it is the appointed channel for my supply, must manifest quickly and perfectly. I know that wealth is not withheld, it is released. Divine substance, which is God in action, takes form as money, as riches as sudden fortune. I claim my share now. The storehouses of heaven open and pour forth blessings beyond measure. The same intelligence that guides the tides, that paints the sky with stars, that brings the sun each morning, guides my fortune into my hands. I cannot miss what is mine. I cannot lose what has already been chosen for me. The lottery is one of many possible avenues through which my abundance may flow, and if it is my channel, it appears with certainty, precision, and ease. I remind myself constantly there is no lack in God's kingdom. Lack is only the shadow of fear, and fear has no power over me. I walk in faith, knowing that every step I take brings me closer to my manifestation. My supply does not trickle, it rushes. My money does not delay, it arrives. My wealth does not hide, it reveals itself in the perfect moment. What I claim in spirit cannot be denied in form. The world may speak of chance, but I speak of divine law. There is no chance in spirit. There is only order. Numbers align, tickets are chosen, timing unfolds, all under the perfect plan of infinite mind. If the lottery is written into my divine story, then the winning numbers are magnetized to me now. They come into my hands in the right time and right way, with no struggle, no strain, no doubt, no fear. The same law that governs harvest ensures that I reap what I have sown in thought and in faith. My faith is rich, my thoughts are prosperous, therefore my harvest must overflow. I do not limit the channels of my good. I do not say how or when it must appear. I simply say, what is mine by divine right now comes to me. The universe knows the perfect channel, and if it is the lottery, then so be it. If not, something greater is on its way. But I know this: my wealth is certain, my fortune is guaranteed, for God is my source, and God never fails. I clear from my consciousness every thought of poverty, every word of lack, every shadow of disbelief. I no longer think as the world thinks. I no longer fear as the world fears. I align my mind with infinite substance, and in that alignment, I draw to me wealth beyond imagination. I hold my ticket, and it is charged with divine power. I see the numbers, and they vibrate with infinite intelligence. I know that if this be my channel, then the outcome is already prepared. What looks like chance is only God's perfect plan unfolding. I do not waste energy in worry, for worry is wasted imagination. I do not fall into despair, for despair is blindness to divine supply. Instead, I imagine my victory, I see my fortune, I feel my wealth, and I walk as though it were already here. My vibration calls it forth, my words command it, my faith seals it. The lottery, if it be the chosen path, cannot escape me, for what is mine must return. The door is already open, the law is already at work, the supply is already on its way. I give thanks in advance. Gratitude is my magnet. I thank God for the money before it arrives. I thank God for the fortune before it is in my hand. I thank God for the sudden riches, the joy, the abundance, before the evidence appears. For faith is the evidence of things not seen, and gratitude is the proof that I already believe. And as I believe, so it is done. I live in the knowing that I am wealthy now. I do not wait for the outer sign to feel rich. I am rich in spirit, and therefore I am rich in form. I do not wait for the numbers to be drawn to celebrate. I celebrate now, for the law of supply is unfailing. My divine right of supply cannot be taken, cannot be delayed, cannot be lost. It is mine, it is secure, it is flowing to me now in avalanches of abundance. The infinite intelligence that governs the universe governs every detail of my life. It governs the stars in their orbits. It governs the tides of the ocean. It governs the growth of every seed. And it governs the numbers that appear before me. Nothing is outside of divine law. What the world calls chance, Spirit calls order. What the world calls luck, Spirit calls precision. The winning numbers are not random. They are guided by the same intelligence that guides me. If the lottery be the channel of my wealth, then the perfect sequence is already aligned with my vibration. I affirm now that every number I see, every number I hold, every number drawn, is infused with the wisdom of infinite mind. The numbers are not separate from me, they are connected to me by the law of divine oneness. I am magnetized to the right numbers, and the right numbers are magnetized to me. There is no mistake, no accident, no confusion. The infinite cannot make mistakes. The same perfect order that keeps the universe balanced keeps my fortune secure. As I walk in faith, I release the thought of randomness. I know there is no randomness in spirit. I know that infinite intelligence arranges all things with precision. The perfect numbers are chosen, the perfect ticket is guided to me, and the perfect moment is already prepared. I do not need to force it, for it is already aligned. I do not need to question it, for it is already decided in divine mind. I do not need to struggle with it, for struggle is unnecessary when I live in the flow of spirit. I say now the winning numbers are revealed to me by divine law. They are not hidden, they are not lost, they are not distant. They are already mine if this is my appointed channel. My spirit is in harmony with infinite wisdom, and infinite wisdom reveals what is mine at the right time, in the right way. My inner guidance leads me to the right choice, the right ticket, the right alignment, with no effort on my part. I release all superstition. I release all fear. I release all doubt. I do not depend on human guessing, for I am guided by divine knowing. Infinite intelligence does not guess, it knows. Infinite intelligence does not doubt, it directs. Infinite intelligence does not hesitate, it acts. And I act in harmony with it. Therefore, the perfect numbers come into my hands easily and joyously. I imagine the numbers glowing with divine light. I imagine them vibrating with the power of spirit. I imagine them drawn to me as naturally as a magnet draws iron. I know that I cannot miss them if they are mine. I know that what belongs to me by divine right must appear, and nothing can stop it, nothing can alter it, nothing can take it away. The perfect numbers are as secure as the rising of the sun. I affirm I am in tune with infinite mind. I am guided to the exact outcome that belongs to me. I trust the law of precision, the law of order, the law of divine guidance, the same law that brings me breath, the same law that moves the earth. The same law that brings the seasons, brings the right numbers to me now. I do not see numbers as mere figures, I see them as symbols of divine supply. They are carriers of energy, of vibration, of intention. When the right ones appear, they bring my fortune into form. The infinite has already chosen the pattern, already written the sequence, already set the outcome, and it is revealed in perfect timing. I live in expectancy, not in anxiety. I await my fortune with calm assurance, not with nervous fear. I know that divine timing is exact and unfailing. What is mine cannot miss me, and what is not mine cannot stay with me. Therefore, I stand fearless. I trust the numbers to align with me, as I align with infinite intelligence. Every ticket I hold is charged with the substance of spirit. Every number is infused with divine energy. Every drawing is governed by infinite law. If this be my path to wealth, the alignment is already complete. I do not force it, I do not resist it, I simply allow it. And in my allowing, it manifests quickly, joyously, and perfectly. I declare now the numbers are mine if they belong to me by divine right. They are magnetized to me by the power of spirit. They are revealed to me by infinite intelligence. They are delivered to me in perfect order, under grace, without delay. The outcome is already secure, for the law of God cannot fail, and I rest in the knowing that what is mine forever. I am a divine magnet for fortune. I do not chase after wealth, for chasing implies fear and lack. I do not grasp or cling, for grasping shows disbelief in God's supply. Instead, I radiate abundance, and in that radiation, wealth flows to me. I know that what I seek is already seeking me. What I desire is already desiring me. The fortune that is mine by divine right is being drawn into my life as surely as iron is drawn to a magnet. I do not have to run after it. I do not have to plead for it. I need only to stand in the vibration of receiving, and it comes to me. I affirm my mind is magnetic. My thoughts of abundance are magnets. Every time I speak words of prosperity, I release energy that pulls riches into my orbit. The money I desire, the lottery fortune that may be my channel, the sudden increase of wealth, all are being pulled toward me now. I do not resist, I allow. I do not doubt, I trust. I do not question, I know. My knowing is the power that draws wealth near. I see myself as a radiant center of attraction. All that belongs to me rushes to me. All that I am aligned with cannot escape me. I am not small or weak, I am powerful, for I am connected to infinite spirit. Spirit is the great magnet, and as I align myself with it, I become magnetic. I magnetize opportunities, magnetize fortune, magnetize blessings, magnetize joy. Nothing can keep my good from me when I stand in the vibration of certainty. The magnet does not strain to attract, it does not struggle, it does not worry. It simply is what it is, and by being it draws. So too with me, I do not strain, I do not struggle, I do not worry. I simply am a child of the infinite, and by being aligned with truth, I draw forth my wealth. I hold the image of fortune in my mind and heart, and fortune is compelled to appear. I know that fear repels, but faith attracts. Doubt pushes away, but certainty calls forth. Therefore, I keep my mind filled with images of abundance, my heart filled with gratitude, and my words filled with power. I call to my fortune, come forth now. I command my wealth appear. I decree my abundance manifest. For the law is always obedient to the spoken word, and my word is the rod of authority that sets the law in motion. I no longer chase after luck, for luck is a concept of chance, and there is no chance in spirit. There is only divine order. What belongs to me must come to me. What is mine cannot be withheld. Therefore, I release all grasping and simply attract by being. I rest in calm assurance, knowing that as the magnet does not beg the iron to come, neither must I beg for my wealth. It is drawn by law, by vibration, by divine design. I imagine myself standing tall, radiant with light, and around me flows a field of magnetic power. This field pulls to me every opportunity, every blessing, every door, every number, every ticket, every fortune that is mine. I do not go out seeking, they come to me. I do not worry about how. The law of attraction in spirit is exact. As the flower does not chase the bee but attracts it, as the earth does not chase the rain but draws it, so I attract my fortune by my very state of being. I affirms, I am a magnet for money. I am a magnet for sudden wealth. I am a magnet for the lottery fortune, if it be my channel. I am a magnet for endless supply. The more I affirm it, the stronger my magnet becomes. The stronger my magnet becomes, the faster my fortune appears. I am aligned with divine law, and divine law always answers. I give thanks in advance for this magnetism. I see myself already surrounded by riches. I see my wallet overflowing, my bank account full, my life abundant. Gratitude strengthens my magnet. Joy strengthens my magnet. Faith strengthens my magnet. I radiate joy, gratitude, and faith, and in return I draw blessings in avalanches. I do not wait to see results before I believe, for belief itself is the magnet. I believe now. I trust now. I know now. Therefore, my fortune comes now. The attraction is certain. The supply is inevitable. The law is unfailing. What I decree is already done, and my magnetic field pulls it into form with ease. I am fearless, I am assured, I am magnetic. I walk through life knowing that every step brings me closer to my fortune. I draw to me opportunities others call impossible. I draw to me blessings others think are out of reach. I draw to me sudden wealth, for my magnet is charged by infinite spirit. The law of attraction is the law of God, and God never fails. I walk in fearless faith, for I know that fear is the great enemy of abundance. Fear speaks lack, fear speaks delay, fear speaks loss, but fear has no authority in my life. I cast it out with perfect love and perfect faith. I know that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and as I hold faith unwaveringly, what I desire is compelled to appear. I do not tremble at appearances. I do not bow to outer conditions. I look past what is seen into the unseen, and in the unseen, my fortune is already secure. I affirm that nothing can be withheld from the fearless heart. The timid heart wavers, the doubtful mind hesitates, and the fearful word cancels its own decree. But my heart is steady, my mind is clear, and my word is powerful. I speak only what I desire to see. I speak wealth, I speak fortune. I speak sudden increase, I speak my lottery manifestation, and my fearless faith calls it forth. I know that what I decree in spirit must appear in form. I see fear as a shadow, empty, powerless, dissolving at the light of truth. The truth is that my wealth is already mine. The truth is that my supply is endless. The truth is that my fortune is inevitable. No matter what outer voices say, no matter what appearances try to show, I stand firm in the knowing that spirit never fails. The lottery, if it is my channel, is already aligned for me. The perfect numbers, the perfect timing, the perfect ticket are already set aside under grace. My fearless faith walks into that alignment with calm assurance. I do not fear losing, for I cannot lose what is mine by divine right. I do not fear delay, for delay is but preparation for greater good. I do not fear disappointment, for what looks like a closed door is often God's protection and redirection to something even larger. I rest in the certainty that I cannot miss my fortune, for infinite intelligence never misses, never errs, never fails. I remind myself that faith and fear cannot live in the same house. If fear enters, faith departs. If faith rules, fear has no place. Therefore, I cleanse my consciousness of fear. I cleanse my heart of worry. I cleanse my words of doubt. I no longer say, "What if I fail?" I say, "What if I succeed beyond measure?" I no longer say, "What if I lose?" I say, "What if I win with ease and joy?" I no longer say, "What if it does not happen?" I say, "What if it happens quickly and perfectly, in ways beyond my imagination?" My fearless faith rewrites the story, and the story must obey the words spoken with power. Faith does not wait for proof. Faith creates proof. Faith does not need evidence. Faith is the evidence. I walk as though my fortune is already here. I speak as though my wealth is already in my hands. I rejoice as though the victory is already won. And in doing so, I align with the vibration of my desire, and it rushes to meet me. My fearless faith is the bridge from the invisible to the visible, from the unseen to the seen, from the spiritual to the material. I am fearless because I know who walks with me. I am fearless because I know God is my source. I am fearless because I know that infinite law is exact, unfailing, and always on time. I no longer tremble at circumstances. I no longer bow to conditions. I no longer wait for permission from the world. I declare my good with fearless faith, and the universe obeys. I give thanks for the strength of this faith. I give thanks that fear no longer rules me. I give thanks that my words carry authority, and my thoughts carry power. Gratitude strengthens my faith. Every time I give thanks in advance, I prove my trust in spirit, and spirit multiplies my blessings. Fear contracts, but gratitude expands. Fear shuts doors, but gratitude opens gates. Fear binds, but gratitude frees. I am free now, for my faith is fearless and my gratitude is great. I affirms, I am fearless in my expectation of wealth. I am fearless in my vision of sudden fortune. I am fearless in my claim upon my divine right of supply. What is mine cannot be withheld. What I decree cannot be denied. What I believe cannot be stopped. I walk in faith, I live in faith, I breathe in faith, and my faith manifests my abundance now. I know with absolute certainty that God is my source. Infinite Spirit is my unfailing supply, my constant stream of abundance, the well that never runs dry. The lottery may be a channel, but it is never the source. The lottery is simply one of countless avenues through which my supply may flow. The world says chance, but Spirit says channel. The world says luck, but Spirit says law. My wealth does not depend upon tickets, numbers, or systems. It depends upon God alone, and God never fails. I remind myself daily that channels change, but source remains. Jobs may come and go, investments may rise and fall, lotteries may win or lose, but God is steady, God is unshakable, God is eternal. Therefore, I do not put my faith in the channel, I put my faith in the source. If the lottery is the channel Spirit chooses for me, then it will manifest without delay. If another channel is chosen, then it will appear greater, faster, and more perfectly than I imagined. But no matter the path, I cannot be without supply, for the source is unfailing. I do not cling to one channel, for clinging is fear. I do not say, it must come this way, for that limits infinite intelligence. Instead, I say, my wealth comes through perfect channels, under grace, in perfect ways. I allow the infinite to choose the path, for Spirit knows more ways to bless me than I could ever imagine. I rest in the knowing that if the lottery is my channel, the numbers align, the ticket arrives, and the fortune appears. If not, then something better rushes toward me. Either way, my abundance is guaranteed. I see the lottery as a symbol, not a source. It is a symbol of sudden increase, of unexpected fortune, of miraculous wealth. I hold that symbol lightly, joyfully, expectantly. I do not grasp it with fear, nor demand it with desperation. I simply hold it as one possible vessel for God's endless supply. I say, Spirit, I am open to receive. If this be my channel, I accept it joyously. If not, I welcome the greater blessing prepared for me. This attitude of openness keeps me aligned with the law of non-resistance, and in that alignment, all good flows freely. I affirm that my supply is safe because it comes from the source, not the channel. I do not fear losing, for God cannot lose. I do not fear missing, for God cannot miss. I do not fear delay, for divine timing is perfect. I no longer measure my abundance by one outcome, for my abundance is limitless. The lottery is but one door, but there are countless doors, countless gates, countless avenues that Spirit may open for me. I trust the infinite to choose the right one. When I look to the channel as the source, I limit myself. When I look beyond the channel to the source, I open myself to miracles. Therefore, I release all attachment to the how. I no longer say, it must be the lottery. I say, it must be divine supply. I no longer say, I must win this drawing. I say, I must receive my good. I no longer say, it must come through this way. I say, it must come through God's perfect way. My surrender to infinite wisdom ensures that what I receive is greater than anything I could plan. I walk through life knowing that channels are many, but the source is one. I rejoice in the channels, but I worship the source. I may receive through a ticket, through a gift, through an opportunity, through an investment, through an idea. But whatever the channel, it is God expressing supply. I thank the channel, but I give glory to the source. For the river may carry the water, but the spring is where the water begins. I affirm God is my source, unfailing, abundant, eternal. The lottery may be my channel, and if so, I receive it joyfully. But if not, I still receive, for my good cannot be withheld. The channel may change, but the flow remains. The path may shift, but the supply is constant. My wealth is secure because it comes from Spirit, not from chance. My fortune is inevitable because infinite supply cannot be blocked. I rest in fearless confidence. I no longer bind my good to one outcome. I no longer hold my fortune hostage to one channel. I allow Spirit to work in unlimited ways, through unlimited avenues, at unlimited speed. My part is to claim my good, to affirm my supply, to stand in faith, and to stay open. The universe cannot fail, and my supply cannot be stopped. The channel may surprise me, but the source is always sure. I now declare that money comes to me in avalanches of abundance. Not in drops, not in trickles, not in small measures, but in torrents, floods, and rivers of supply. The universe does not deal in limitation, the universe deals in overflow. Spirit does not ration blessings, Spirit pours them forth in abundance. I am no longer content with little, I am aligned with much. I do not shrink, I expand. I do not limit, I open. I do not hold back, I allow the avalanche of abundance to sweep through every area of my life. I see wealth rushing toward me as a great tide, unstoppable, powerful, and ever increasing. It flows to me with speed, with force, with momentum. I no longer ask for just enough. I declare more than enough, greater than enough, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. My good does not crawl, it surges. My money does not hide, it overflows. My fortune does not delay, it pours forth. I stand beneath the open windows of heaven, and the floodgates of prosperity are wide open. I affirm that abundance is natural, lack is unnatural. Abundance is truth, lack is illusion. The trees do not struggle to grow leaves, they burst forth in multitudes. The ocean does not trickle, it surges in waves. The stars do not appear one by one, they blaze by the billions. So too with my wealth. It does not come in fragments, it comes in avalanches. It does not come in scarcity, it comes in plenty. It does not come as ration, it comes as overflow. I align myself with nature, and nature teaches me that God gives lavishly. I see my bank accounts swelling, my wallet filled to bursting, my life overflowing with blessings. The avalanche is sudden, it is overwhelming, it is unstoppable. I no longer hold back with thoughts of just enough to get by. I release those small thoughts, for they are chains of limitation. Instead, I declare, I receive in great measure, more than I can spend, more than I can count, more than I can contain. My wealth increases beyond logic, beyond calculation, beyond expectation. I no longer resist large sums of money. I no longer doubt sudden windfalls. I no longer fear overflow. I embrace it, for it is my divine right. I was not created for lack, I was created for expansion. I was not designed for poverty, I was designed for plenty. My mind, my heart, my spirit are open to the avalanche. I no longer whisper for pennies, I speak boldly for fortunes. I no longer fear the flood, I welcome it with open arms. I know that money is divine substance in circulation. The more it flows, the more life expands. The more it pours in, the more good I can do, the more joy I can share, the more I can uplift. Abundance blesses me, and through me, abundance blesses the world. Therefore I welcome avalanches, for they are not selfish, they are divine. They expand not only my life but the lives of all who are touched by my overflow. I affirm every channel of supply is now opened. Every dam of limitation is broken. Every obstruction is dissolved. The avalanche has been released, and it rushes toward me with force. I do not chase it, for it is already moving. I do not push it, for it gathers its own speed. I do not beg it, for it cannot be stopped. I simply stand ready to receive, to hold, to expand with the flood of abundance. I imagine the avalanche in vivid color money, pouring down like golden rivers, opportunities rushing in like waves, blessings tumbling toward me with unstoppable momentum. I feel the rush of joy as it arrives, the exhilaration of sudden increase, the thrill of seeing overflow in every area. I prepare myself to handle it, for I know spirit never gives beyond my capacity. I expand my capacity daily, so that I may hold more, bless more, and give more. I say avalanches of abundance are natural to me. Sudden riches are natural to me. Overflow is natural to me. It is unnatural to expect little, it is unnatural to settle for scraps. The divine did not design me for survival. I was designed for overflow. I release the belief in scarcity, I release the belief in waiting, I release the belief in limits. I embrace the avalanche as my divine inheritance. I live in gratitude for this truth. Every time money appears, I give thanks. Every time supply increases, I give thanks. Gratitude multiplies, and in multiplying, it strengthens the avalanche. I do not wait for millions to be thankful. I am thankful now, and millions flow to me as a result. My gratitude is the magnet, my faith is the key, and my expectation is the open door. The avalanche of abundance is here, and it pours into my life now, under grace. In perfect ways, I affirm with certainty that sudden riches are natural to me. There is nothing unnatural about miracles, for miracles are simply the laws of God moving swiftly. Sudden increase, sudden opportunity, sudden wealth. These are not accidents, they are divine timing revealing itself. The world teaches that prosperity must be slow, that wealth must take years, that abundance must come step by step. But I reject that belief, for it is born of limitation. Spirit is not bound by time. Spirit is not limited by process. Spirit does not need years. Spirit needs only a moment to rearrange the universe in my favor. I know that what appears as chance is actually divine order. Sudden riches are not chance. They are the perfect outcome of the law of attraction, the law of supply, and the law of faith, all working together. When my vibration aligns, when my word is spoken, when my faith is fearless, the result appears suddenly. It may seem sudden to the outer world, but to spirit it was always prepared, waiting, ready to be revealed. What seems miraculous to man is ordinary to God. I declare now that I am ready for sudden wealth. I do not fear it, I do not resist it, I do not doubt it. I welcome it as natural, as easy, as expected. I open my heart to receive without delay, for delay is unnecessary when faith is strong. I affirm that I am worthy of sudden riches. I no longer say, maybe one day. I say, this day. I no longer say, it must take time. I say, it is already done. I no longer postpone my good into the future. I claim it here and now. Sudden wealth is natural because I live in an abundant universe. Nature does not delay its increase. When spring arrives, flowers burst forth at once. When the rains come, the rivers rise overnight. When the harvest is ready, the fields overflow with sudden bounty. So it is with my life. The season of my abundance is here, and my wealth comes suddenly, easily, joyously, under grace. I affirm that the lottery, if it is my channel, manifests with sudden ease. One moment the numbers are unseen, the next they are revealed. One moment the ticket is ordinary, the next it is fortune. One moment the account is unchanged, the next it is overflowing. This is the way of spirit, swift, precise, perfect. I no longer resist sudden change. I no longer fear sudden increase. I embrace it as the natural rhythm of my divine life. I remind myself that poverty is unnatural. Delay is unnatural, lack is unnatural. These are man-made illusions born of fear and doubt. Wealth is natural, abundance is natural, overflow is natural, sudden riches are natural. I am aligned with nature, and therefore I am aligned with abundance. I do not question how quickly it comes, for spirit is not limited by time. I simply say, what is mine appears now. I feel the joy of sudden riches as though it has already happened. I see the surprise on faces, the astonishment of the world, the marvel at how quickly it manifested. I know they will call it luck, but I know it is law. They will call it chance, but I know it is certainty. They will call it unbelievable, but I know it is divine. I walk in the assurance that what shocks the world is natural to me, for I live in the rhythm of miracles. I am prepared to handle sudden wealth with wisdom, with gratitude, with joy. Spirit never sends more than I can hold. Therefore, if sudden riches appear, I am fully capable of receiving and multiplying them. I expand my consciousness daily, so that I am a worthy vessel for abundance. I do not fear losing it, for what comes by divine law is sustained by divine law. Sudden wealth arrives with roots. It is not fleeting, it is lasting. I affirm sudden riches are my birthright. Sudden increase is my inheritance. Sudden supply is my divine reality. I release every thought that says slow or hard or difficult. I embrace only thoughts of ease, speed, and joy. I declare that what I have waited for is released in a moment, for spirit knows no delay. My wealth comes suddenly, and I rejoice in the swiftness of my manifestation. I give thanks for sudden riches even before they arrive, for gratitude prepares the way. I say thank you for the fortune now. I say thank you for the increase now. I say thank you for the sudden windfall now. Gratitude seals my faith, and faith accelerates the manifestation. What others wait years for, I receive in moments, for I am aligned with Spirit's speed. Sudden wealth is not extraordinary, it is ordinary in the kingdom of God. The kingdom operates in overflow, in abundance, in immediacy. I am a citizen of that kingdom, and therefore sudden riches are natural to me. I no longer prepare for delay, I prepare for now. I no longer look for gradual steps, I look for immediate doors. I no longer expect slow growth, I expect sudden harvest. The harvest is ready, and I gather it now. I affirm that gratitude is the golden key that unlocks the treasures of the universe. Gratitude is not just a polite expression, it is a spiritual magnet. The more I give thanks, the more reasons I am given to be thankful. Gratitude shifts my vibration from lack to abundance, from waiting to receiving, from doubt to certainty. It is the language that spirit understands, the music that heaven responds to, the vibration that calls forth riches from the unseen. When I give thanks before I see the evidence, I prove my faith. Gratitude in advance is the highest act of trust. I do not wait until the manifestation arrives to say thank you. I say thank you now, because I know the manifestation is already mine. Just as a seed is planted in the soil, and the farmer rejoices knowing the harvest is guaranteed, I rejoice in advance, knowing that my abundance is already planted in the invisible. Gratitude waters it, nurtures it, and brings it to bloom. I give thanks for sudden riches before they appear. I say thank you for the winning numbers before they are revealed. I say thank you for the abundance flowing into my account before I see the balance rise. I say thank you for the wealth that is mine by divine right before I touch it. My gratitude is proof that I believe. My gratitude is proof that I have received. My gratitude unlocks the vault of heaven and pours out blessings without measure. Gratitude transforms my consciousness. When I focus on what I already have, I multiply it. When I bless the money in my hand, it grows. When I appreciate the smallest coin, it expands into larger notes. Gratitude expands my capacity to receive, for spirit will not pour into an ungrateful vessel. The grateful heart is an open heart, ready to hold more. The ungrateful heart is closed, blind to its blessings, unable to see the gifts waiting at the door. I choose gratitude, for gratitude is wealth consciousness. I give thanks for my life, for my breath, for my health, for the opportunities before me, for the divine order unfolding in every detail. I give thanks for the money already in my possession, no matter the amount, for it is the seed of greater riches. I give thanks for every door that opens, for every idea that comes, for every blessing that flows, knowing that each is a stepping stone to sudden wealth. Gratitude multiplies, for whatever I bless increases. I bless my wallet, and I say, divine substance fills this wallet now. Thank you for the overflow. I bless my bank account, and I say, divine supply fills this account now. Thank you for the abundance. I bless my home, and I say, this home is filled with prosperity, peace, and joy. Thank you for the riches that sustain it. Every word of thanks becomes a key, unlocking more doors of good. Gratitude also dissolves fear. When I fear loss, I give thanks for what I have, and fear dissolves. When I worry about tomorrow, I give thanks for today, and peace returns. When I doubt my worthiness, I give thanks for divine love, and doubt vanishes. Gratitude aligns me with faith, and faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I know that the act of giving thanks creates a cycle of abundance. The more I thank, the more I receive, the more I receive, the more I thank. It is an endless circle of blessing, a river that never runs dry. Gratitude keeps the flow moving. Ingratitude blocks it. Therefore, I keep my heart lifted in constant thanksgiving. Every morning I rise with gratitude on my lips. Every night I rest with gratitude in my heart. Gratitude is the song I sing, and abundance is the echo that returns. Even before the lottery ticket is drawn, I say thank you. Even before the windfall is in my hand, I say thank you. Even before the miracle appears, I say thank you. I do not wait for proof. I create proof with my praise. Spirit cannot resist the grateful heart. The universe rushes to meet the one who rejoices in advance. Gratitude is the energy that tells spirit, I am ready. Gratitude is the open door through which riches pour. I declare that gratitude unlocks the manifestation of my desires. I thank God for the sudden wealth that is now mine. I thank divine intelligence for the perfect timing, the perfect channel, the perfect outcome. I thank the law of attraction for working unfailingly. I thank the angels of supply for ministering abundance to me now. My heart is full of thanksgiving, and my life is full of riches. I know that what I praise expands, what I bless multiplies, what I give thanks for appears. Gratitude is my wealth, and wealth is my gratitude. I affirm that faith is the light that dissolves every shadow of doubt. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Doubt is only a phantom, an illusion with no true power, and the moment faith enters, doubt disappears like darkness before the sunrise. I do not argue with doubt. I do not wrestle with fear. I simply affirm my faith, and the doubt vanishes. Faith is knowing that what I desire is already mine in the unseen, and that it will appear in perfect form and perfect timing. Faith does not wait for proof. Faith is the proof. When the world says, "Where is it?" faith says, "It is already here." When the mind whispers, "What if it doesn't happen?" faith declares, "It is already done." When circumstances seem contrary, faith stands immovable like a rock in the tide, unmoved by appearances, resting in divine law. I affirm that my faith is greater than my doubt, for doubt is of the limited mind, but faith is of the infinite spirit. Doubt asks, "How will it come?" Faith answers, "Be divine right and perfect ways." Doubt says, "It is too late." Faith answers, "With God, nothing is too late, nothing is too hard, nothing is impossible." Doubt fears lack, but faith knows supply is endless. Doubt sees obstacles, but faith sees opportunities. Doubt is blind to miracles, but faith expects them daily. I affirm that faith clears the path for abundance to manifest. Just as the farmer plants a seed and rests in the assurance that the harvest will come, so I plant my desires in the fertile soil of spirit and rest in faith, knowing the outcome is guaranteed. The farmer does not dig up the seed each day to see if it is growing, he trusts the unseen work beneath the soil. So I trust the unseen work of spirit, for my manifestation is already unfolding, already taking shape, already mine. Faith is a law, and when I live by it, I live in harmony with the divine order. Faith is the magnet that pulls unseen riches into visible form. Doubt repels, faith attracts. Doubt blocks, faith opens. Doubt delays, faith accelerates. Therefore, I cast aside all doubt, for it has no place in my consciousness. I replace every doubtful thought with a faith-filled affirmation. When the mind says, "It is too good to be true," I affirm, "Nothing is too good to be true, nothing is too wonderful to happen, nothing is too marvelous to last." When the mind says, "What if I fail?" I affirm, "I cannot fail, for my success is assured by divine law." When the mind says, "This is impossible," I affirm, "With God, all things are possible, and the impossible happens every day." My faith is my shield, my anchor, my certainty. With faith I walk boldly even when I cannot see the full path ahead. With faith, I trust that every step is ordered, every detail arranged, every outcome perfect. With faith, I silence the noise of fear and doubt, and I hear only the voice of spirit, guiding me into abundance. My faith does not waver with appearances, for I know appearances are temporary, but divine law is eternal. I declare that faith is my constant companion. I rise in the morning with faith. I walk through the day with faith. I lay my head down at night with faith. Faith cancels doubt before it can take root. Faith fills my consciousness so completely that there is no room for fear. Faith paints the picture of my desired life, and doubt cannot erase it. Faith writes my destiny in bold letters, and doubt cannot alter it. I rejoice in knowing that faith is the strongest vibration of the soul. Faith lifts me above fear, above worry, above limitation. Faith aligns me with the source of all abundance, and in that alignment, every good thing is drawn to me. I do not beg, I do not chase, I do not plead. I affirm with faith, I give thanks with faith, and I receive with faith. I affirm that faith cancels doubt completely. Faith is the light that dissolves darkness. Faith is the song that silences fear. Faith is the law that secures my manifestation. I walk in faith, I speak in faith, I live in faith. And so I stand in perfect assurance, knowing that all I desire is already mine, that every word I affirm is backed by divine power, and that no doubt can withstand the certainty of spirit. I affirm that sudden riches are possible, for the spirit knows no delay, no struggle, no limitation. The riches I desire do not need to arrive slowly, step by step, through toil and worry. They can appear in a moment by divine order, as quickly as light fills a darkened room, for spirit moves in the realm of suddenness. The miracle is not bound by time, it is not limited by what human reason calls process. What the world believes should take years, spirit can accomplish in a moment. I do not limit God by my logic. I do not confine my blessings to a narrow path of possibility. I open my mind to the infinite, and I affirm that riches may come in sudden, unexpected, marvelous ways. Just as the lottery is won in a single instant, so too can spirit shift my entire financial destiny in a twinkling of an eye. One moment I may appear lacking, the next moment abundance is in my hands. One moment I may stand in need, the next moment I am overwhelmed with supply. Such is the nature of sudden riches, for spirit delights in surprising the faithful. I affirm that what is mine by divine right comes swiftly, without resistance, without delay, without obstruction. Sudden riches are not chance, they are divine order. They are the visible proof of an unseen alignment that has long been unfolding. Just as a bud bursts into bloom in one morning, though it has been forming silently for weeks, so too may wealth appear suddenly, though it has been growing invisibly in spirit. When it is ready, it comes in a rush, in a flood, in an overflow. I release all belief that wealth must come slowly, painfully, or with sacrifice. That is the law of the limited mind. I affirm instead the law of the infinite, that riches can appear instantly, joyfully, and easily. I prepare my consciousness for sudden good, for sudden supply, for sudden prosperity. I live in joyful expectation of miracles that arrive out of the blue, for nothing is too wonderful to happen, nothing is too marvelous to last. I affirm that sudden riches come to me in perfect ways, not through loss to another, not through harm, not through chance, but by the flawless working of divine law. The riches that are mine appear at the appointed time, and they come with ease, joy, and harmony. I need not chase them, I need not fear missing them, for what is mine cannot be kept from me. When the time is right, spirit delivers it suddenly, swiftly, and perfectly. I rejoice in knowing that sudden riches are possible, for spirit is unlimited, and what spirit gives, it gives lavishly. I am not bound by past experiences, nor by the opinions of others, nor by the supposed laws of probability. Divine law is higher than all human laws. If spirit decrees abundance, no odds can prevent it, no statistics can oppose it. The miracle overrides the numbers. The blessing overturns the doubt. The sudden gift of wealth arrives in perfect certainty. I affirm that I am ready now. My heart is ready. My hands are ready. My consciousness is ready. I am prepared to receive sudden riches without fear, without disbelief, without delay. I expand my imagination to hold this truth that at any moment, my entire financial world can transform, and it can happen in the most marvelous, unexpected, and joyous way. I rest in this assurance, and I declare it boldly. Sudden riches are possible, and they are possible for me. Here and now, I now seal these words in divine substance, knowing that they are alive, active, and irresistible. Every affirmation I have spoken moves forth with power, attracting to me my rightful wealth, my rightful opportunities, and my rightful sudden riches. I do not wonder how, nor when, nor through what channel, for spirit knows the way, and that way is already prepared. The riches I seek are seeking me. The lottery of life is already rigged in my favor by divine law. What is mine cannot be withheld, what belongs to me cannot be delayed, and what I claim by faith must appear. I stand fearless before the seeming odds of the world, for I know that God's law overrides statistics, probabilities, and limitations. In the realm of spirit, there is no chance, only certainty. I walk forward now clothed in abundance, guided by intuition, protected by divine order, and supplied by infinite channels. My good rushes to me now, suddenly and miraculously, with perfect ease and perfect joy. I am open, I am ready, and I am worthy to receive. I close with this declaration. Money flows to me now in avalanches of abundance. Sudden riches are possible, sudden riches are real, sudden riches are mine by divine right. The universe is my unfailing supply, and every day is a day of increase. My wealth is secure, my prosperity is endless, and my blessings overflow. I rejoice, I give thanks, and I receive now. And so it is.